Hi everybody, Don Giannetti, lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. This is one of my videos in the series of what makes this photo great, looking at commercial and editorial photographers, not necessarily art photographers, although many of these cross over into that genre as well. I first saw this photographer's work back in the late 80s, mid 80s maybe, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. You'll recognize his work, I'm sure, and you'll see what I see in him, I think, as well as this absolutely elegant sense of design and light. Terry Heffernan is a photographer in San Francisco and has been an inspiration for me, and not only me, but for tens of thousands of still life photographers who see his work and aspire to that kind of unbelievable clarity of focus, not necessarily on the film plane, but the focus of the design. It's just really impeccable. Let's start with this shot, which I think is just a stunning photograph. Baseballs making the flag. We hear the what's the statement? Baseball is America's sport. Well, here's Terry showing us America's flag with the design of baseballs and bats. Look at the bats. Look at the texture in here. Look at the deep shadows. Let the balls come around here and just fall into deep shadow. Highlights. Everything on here is old, it's worn, there's detail, there's color. It's so amazingly beautiful. If you look at the baseballs, all the way through the baseballs, you'll notice how the round, the stitching, just falls. What looks to be random, I guarantee you it's not. It's just a really remarkable shot. And I think it is remarkable for the reason that it pulls everybody into the picture, even if you're not expecting to see the detail and the color and the texture. You absolutely understand the flag. It's a shared cultural icon maybe that we all understand. Just a really incredible shot by Terry Heffernan. Here's a shot that he's well known for. All the flies, the little trout flies on the fish. Beautiful surface that the fish is on here. Look at the shine of the fish. Sets off the flies and, of course, tells a story. It tells a story of these flies here and the fish that they were bound to bring down, I suppose. I saw this shot and immediately began a series of found art. Now, this is not found art. This is part of a series that Terry did, but I started looking at rocks and pieces of rusted metal, and I started doing a series and finished a series way back in the day on 8x10 of old things, but this shot just absolutely started it all. She'll love the highlight here, the old rusted background. You get the highlight in through here. You get the highlights on the items. Everything brings us to the foreground. Notice the design, boom, 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 right down to the tiny things up front. Really, really nice. Now, Terry's shooting on an 8x10 camera, film camera, for most of these shots. I imagine all of these shots. And that camera is a magnificent creation for photographers. It's dumb as a brick. It only has a few controls on it, has a place to stick a lens on it, has a place where you can put the film holder, and then it's just two stanchions with a bellows beneath it, and you can twist them and turn them and lean them and all kinds of things to create the shot. Notice how his depth of field is just absolutely solid from the top of this all the way down to the bottom of this, and yet we have a feeling of the shot falling away. So tilting, swinging, shifting the lens on the camera, all part of a day's work when you're doing work like this. and being very, very careful with your focus. Also, depth of field f/64 is probably a normal aperture for this kind of work. I used to shoot at 45, 64, and 90 an awful lot on my 8x10. Let's take a look at this great Civil War shot. These are items from one of the wars. I don't know if it's the Civil War or if it's Spanish-American, but you have to look it up and see what Terry's got to say about it. I remember these are real items. Terry photographed for a series. And look at the great light again, all the way through here. The shadow falls beautifully. There's definition through here. Everything, even the little shadow from the side, brings us right into the picture. It's really, really great. Yeah, got to tell you that back in the day, I had access to an old flintlock and some powder, and I sort of ripped Terry off in a way. I shot the gun in a similar fashion, not copying Terry's work by any means, but definitely being inspired by the old wood and the detail and the crafting and the one light. And I think if there's something that we can take away a little bit from this is Terry's use of one light. One light here, one light here, one light, one light, and one light. Yeah. Look how the one light gives us the highlight through here, gives us all the texture. In class, we're always talking about fill cards up front. Notice Terry isn't really using any fill cards. He's letting it just fall, letting the shadow fall here. We don't see any fill coming back here. We don't need to. But notice how the light is so carefully and beautifully positioned. It picks up that little piece of rope coming around, just giving us a little highlight on the top. Really, really masterful work. Here's some shoes, cleats. Notice it's all rusted. These are obviously old shoes. Look at the background, it's just a tarp. And look at the gorgeous light. The gorgeous light. All the detail in the laces. The lace coming just over here, just leading our eye right over into here. And all the glorious detail and texture and age of these shoes. Really, really remarkable. Terry Heffernan is still shooting in San Francisco. He's a wonderful still life shooter. I have below a bunch of links, not only to his websites and various places where you can see more of his work, but also to his video that he has here on YouTube, and also to his books, which you can go and purchase and support Terry. He's a wonderful photographer in San Francisco. I hope you enjoy this series that I'm on, bringing to light some photographers that haven't been brought to light before, or maybe in the same way, and presenting you with a way of looking at the world that is through another photographer's eyes, and yet we are so familiar with everything they're doing. This isn't special effects work. It's not CGI and any of those things. I don't understand those things. Well, I understand them. I just don't do them. I couldn't do CGI. I can't do anything in that medium. But I can certainly bring you work like this. Texture, color, design. And if you do enjoy it, hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. I love it. And you don't have to worry about the bell. I don't give a damn about the bell. I don't do the bell either. I don't want to be annoyed. I like to work straight through. But if you like it, hit the subscribe button. We've got more photographers. Next week, we've got a photographer I think you're really, really going to like. And everybody have a great one. See you next time. Go see Terry's work. There's links below. Thank you.